And to trending now. Well, Donald Trump, he was a trendster for a long while until Twitter banned him. A lot of people think that what he said and did, too crude and rude. But I tell you what, he had the guts to say what other people were thinking but dared not say. Here he is from last year after Meghan Markle urged people to vote instead for Joe Biden.
I'm not a fan of hers. And I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry.
Joining me is Daisy Cousens, a YouTube star with her own video channel. Daisy Cousens, what, he asks naively, was hot on social media today?
Well, of course, it was the Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Oprah Winfrey interview. That was all over Twitter all of the day, to the point where a lot of people were actually live tweeting the interview as it came out. I mean, I was quite annoyed that I couldn't watch it live this morning, but it turned out that I didn't need to, because commentators in America were live tweeting it as it went. And it was interesting seeing the American response to it. I mean, we know what the Australian response is and, of course, the British response, but Americans generally don't like the concept of the monarchy. So you'd think they'd sort of side with Meghan on this, but they don't seem to really like Meghan either, because she bought into the concept of the monarchy. So really, the most popular person in the interview was Oprah Winfrey, but even she didn't come across very well generally because she was interviewing two former members of the monarchy. So overall, the response was quite prolific and quite negative, to say the least, from the Americans.
Look, I haven't had a look at many social media tweets. I read out Serena Williams and a few other celebrities, etc., hearts for Meghan and all that in the US. I had the impression, or I had the supposition, that it had divided a little between America pro-Meghan and Britain anti-Meghan, and Harry coming sort of nowhere as the, useless sap. How did it really break down?
Look, it really sort of depends on where you are. The kind of woke factions like Serena Williams, for instance, will of course like Meghan Markle. I mean, Serena is a close personal friend of Meghan Markle. Of course, they're going to side in that way. And the woke warriors, of course, will side with Meghan Markle. A lot of it to do with the racism interview. Of course, she claimed racism quite a few times in the interview. She mentioned that there was apparently discussion of how dark her son Archie's skin was going to be, without giving away exactly who that discussion was with. So from a kind of identitarian point of view, you'll find the sort of regressive left on Twitter very much siding with her. Americans, a lot of the conservative Americans who don't like the monarchy were quite anti-Meghan, and they're also, they're quite sort of anti-woke with all that kind of thing. So there is sort of a divide, but I reckon, Andrew, your average person is looking at these two super rich people who have lives of immense privilege, complaining about being members of the royal family and thinking, excuse me, we've been in a pandemic for a year here. We've lost our jobs. We've lost our livelihoods, and you're complaining because you have a bit of family drama? I think that's generally the response of most people.